Developing and practicing coping skills, keeping your best self and brain in control. So what does this really mean? So developing and practicing coping skills, well, we're going to focus on the development. You already know a little bit about what practice means, so we'll get to that. But so developing coping skills means using different strategies to manage your emotions. A coping skill, again, is a skill that is meant to manage your emotions. So for instance, one coping skill that we sometimes learn about is taking deep breaths. Deep breaths calms down your body and helps you manage your emotions. That is one type of coping skill. There are many different types that we will talk about, but that is one type. So any kind of strategy that helps you manage your emotions and kind of get a little more control of yourself is a coping skill. And to cope with something is to manage it, to deal with it in a way that's productive, right? So again, developing coping skills is developing different strategies to manage emotions, right? And practicing, obviously, that's to make those habits, right? It's great to have coping skills, but if you never use them when you need them, then that's not very helpful either. So that's what that means. So why do we want to develop these skills? Well, we hurt ourselves the most when we lose control, right? When our emotions get the best of us, that is when we yell and scream and get ourselves in trouble, or we hurt people close to us, which then ends up coming back on us and hurting us. It's when we make mistakes that maybe in the future would cost us a job, right? When we are not under control of our emotions, there are so many different things that we do that hurt ourselves, right? You can probably imagine some of them when you lose control. But developing coping skills is a way to get some control back. So no matter what is going on in your life, right, when things get really hard, there are coping skills that can help you get more control over your emotions. Now, this is not going to mean you don't have emotions. And in fact, emotions are there for a reason. They can be very helpful as motivation if you use them right. But if they are completely in control of you, again, you're not going to make the best decisions. You're not going to be doing the best things. You're not even going to be able to control the next thing you do. So these coping skills are ways to get that under control, all right, so that you can make the decision, so you can be the one who's thinking through what happens next and using emotional reactions as a way to motivate yourself instead of as something that takes control and makes you unable to move forward on your own. So this sounds pretty good, right? Like, I got a lot of emotions. When I'm really sad, when I'm really upset, I don't want those to take control of me. I want to be able to manage those, right? When my cup is overfilling, right, I need some coping skills. These are the things. Coping skills are really the things that help you empty out your cup just a little bit at a time without doing it in a way that hurts other people, right? It's not pouring your cup out on somebody. A coping skill is a way to slowly release some of that pressure from a full cup, okay? Sounds like something we want. So if this is something you want to start trying, again, we will go through all these different ways you can do it and the different levels of coping skill you can learn. But a starting place is to identify situations that make you lose control. That's the first thing you can do, is figure out what are the things that make you lose control of your emotions. What are the things that trigger a reaction out of you? What are those things that you need to be aware of, so then you can start figuring out a coping skill for that time. The next step is to find strategies that help you stay calm. So this can be asking friends, this can be asking an adult to help you. Again, through this curriculum, we will be sharing with you a lot of different coping skills that you can try, but you need to find strategies that work for you. Of course, you need to practice these strategies at first to know if they're going to work for you or not. If you try it one time, it doesn't work, it's most likely that you're just doing it wrong. So make sure you practice them a few times before you decide if they work. But again, you need to find the strategies that work best for you. So a coping skill that works for one person might not necessarily be the one that helps you stay calm under given situations. And then finally, of course, just like everything else, you need to practice these coping skills a lot. You need to make these into habits, really, so that they're automatic reactions to when you get really mad, you automatically start taking deep breaths and calming yourself and taking a moment instead of yelling in return. Or if you're really sad, you automatically almost start going for your journal and writing out how you're feeling to deal with it, right? But these are some first steps to get you going on developing these coping skills, to start being able to handle your emotions a little bit, and to get help. Because honestly, again, the best place to start is if you're struggling with something, you're having trouble managing your emotions, talk to someone, ask for some help, so somebody that maybe already has some skills can start sharing with you and helping you come up with the plan.